Some doors don't open quietly. They open by rearranging your entire life first. Something big is already moving, and most people won't notice it until it's too late. But if you're hearing this, you're already inside the shift. That strange feeling of being overlooked, underestimated, or pushed into the background lately wasn't rejection. It was concealment, like a seed buried in the dark, not forgotten, protected. Pressure doesn't mean punishment. Diamonds don't form in sunlight. This year isn't just another page on the calendar. It's a fork in the road. For some people, nothing changes. For others, everything does. And the scary part? You don't get to stay neutral. Before we go further, take a second to like this video and subscribe. Not for algorithms alone, but because when you interact, you signal that this message matters. And when messages like this spread, they reach the people who are meant to hear them before the moment passes. Here's what most people don't understand. The universe doesn't announce its decisions with fireworks. It moves quietly. It removes comfort. It creates silence. It tests patience. Like a chessboard where the most important move happens before anyone realizes the game has shifted. And right now, something has already been set in motion about you. What comes next won't feel gentle. It won't feel safe. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Chapter No One. When the board flips, the quiet pieces move first. This is the year where some people stay exactly where they are, and others feel their life shift without warning. Not because they asked for it, not because they planned it, but because the moment finally arrived. Think of it like an elevator that's been stuck between floors for years. Most people step out when the doors finally open. A few are carried upward whether they're ready or not. If you're wondering, why me? Why now? Why does everything feel unstable all at once? That's not confusion. That's awareness waking up. The universe doesn't activate people at random. It waits until resistance has been worn down, until old identities stop fitting, until staying still becomes more painful than moving forward. Timing is never emotional, it's structural. Like a bridge that only opens when the weight on it changes, your life reached a point where it could no longer hold you in the same place. That's why this isn't happening later, and it couldn't have happened earlier. Another question rises here. What if I don't feel ready? No one ever does. Readiness isn't calm confidence. It's the moment when delay starts costing more than action. The universe didn't choose you because you were perfect. It chose you because you were positioned. And once positioning begins, remaining unchanged is no longer an option. Chapter No. 2. When the board flips, the quiet pieces move first. This is the year where some people stay exactly where they are, and others feel their life shift without warning. Not because they asked for it, not because they planned it, but because the moment finally arrived. Think of it like an elevator that's been stuck between floors for years. Most people step out when the doors finally open. A few are carried upward whether they're ready or not. If you're wondering, why me? Why now? Why does everything feel unstable all at once? That's not confusion. That's awareness waking up. The universe doesn't activate people at random. It waits until resistance has been worn down, until old identities stop fitting, until staying still becomes more painful than moving forward. Timing is never emotional, it's structural. Like a bridge that only opens when the weight on it changes, your life reached a point where it could no longer hold you in the same place. That's why this isn't happening later, and it couldn't have happened earlier. Another question rises here. What if I don't feel ready? No one ever does. Readiness isn't calm confidence. It's the moment when delay starts costing more than action. The universe didn't choose you because you were perfect. It chose you because you were positioned. And once positioning begins, remaining unchanged is no longer an option. Chapter No. 3. You weren't late. You were under construction. If this had arrived sooner, it would have broken you. Not because you were weak, but because the weight of it requires a version of you that didn't exist yet. Growth isn't about speed, it's about capacity. You don't pour a storm into a glass and expect it to survive. You wait until the container becomes strong enough to hold the rain. That's why nothing moved before. That's why doors stayed shut, plans stalled, and clarity refused to land. You weren't being denied. You were being shaped. Every delay was a reinforcement. Every confusion added another layer of strength. The universe doesn't hand responsibility to people who are still dissolving. Now the energy has changed. Neptune is leaving the soft waters of Pisces and stepping into the fire of Aries. Translation? Dreaming is no longer enough. Feeling isn't enough. Reflection has done its job. Fire doesn't ask you what you might do. Fire demands movement. Belief without direction floats like a boat with no oars. It feels spiritual, but it goes nowhere. Belief with fire behind it becomes an engine. It cuts through hesitation. It turns thought into action. Destiny isn't something you wait for. It's something that ignites when preparation meets timing, and that ignition is happening now. Chapter No. 4. This moment waited longer than a lifetime. What's unfolding now isn't common, and it isn't casual. This kind of shift hasn't passed through human lives in over a century. That alone tells you this isn't personal mood or coincidence. It's a structural change in the atmosphere of life itself. When something waits this long to return, it's not here to whisper, it's here to redirect. You're being lifted not because life suddenly became easier, but because of the pressure you've been living under. Pressure reveals strength. It separates what bends from what breaks. The universe doesn't elevate people who are comfortable. It elevates those who have survived compression without losing their core. For a long time, drifting was the safest option. Not knowing protected you. Wandering kept you flexible. Staying undefined allowed you to adapt without being cornered. Like fog on a battlefield, uncertainty hid you when clarity would have made you a target. That phase wasn't wasted, it was necessary. But fog is temporary by design. Eventually the air clears, movement returns, the body wakes up. Muscles remember what they were built for. That's what's happening now. The season of floating has ended. Momentum is coming back into your life, not gently, but deliberately. And once movement starts again, staying still will no longer feel like rest. Chapter No. 5. The dream was the training. The move is the assignment. There was a time when imagining was enough, when holding ideas, sensing possibilities, and feeling your way through life without commitment actually served a purpose. The world needed people who could dream without touching the ground, who could see futures without stepping into them yet. You were allowed to hover because action would have exposed you too soon, but you can feel it now. That softness is gone. The patience that once surrounded you has tightened, not to trap you, but to wake you up. The universe doesn't let people drift forever. Drifting only works when nothing is being asked of you. And now something is. Think of a balloon released into the sky. It floats beautifully until it pops. Not because it did something wrong, but because it was never meant to live without direction forever. Purpose isn't meant to feel weightless. It's meant to feel grounded. This moment isn't about pressure forcing you forward. It's about gravity returning. Gravity gives things shape. It gives them meaning. Without it, everything just escapes. What you're feeling isn't stress. It's your life asking to be lived deliberately. Freedom isn't endless wandering. Freedom is choosing a direction and having the strength to walk it. The universe isn't tightening the rules around you. It's removing the excuse to stay undefined. Chapter No. 6. When the fog lifts, there's no place left to hide. When the universe decides it's time for movement, it stops speaking in riddles. The fog that once softened everything begins to thin. Distractions lose their grip. Delays stop working. Detours no longer feel interesting. Not because life is being cruel, but because wandering has finished its job. Ambiguity is a mercy, but it's not permanent. It's given to people who are still growing into themselves, who need time to explore without consequences. But when that time is up, uncertainty becomes friction. What once felt open starts feeling heavy. Choices you used to avoid now sit directly in front of you. If you're noticing that patience is gone, that tolerance for maybe someday has evaporated, this is why. The universe doesn't rush, it releases. It removes the padding so you can feel the direction pulling at you. Direction isn't pressure. Pressure is being trapped with no exit. Direction is knowing where the door is and feeling the urge to walk through it. Think of a compass finally locking onto true north after years of spinning. The needle stops shaking. That stillness isn't limitation, it's accuracy. You're not losing freedom. You're losing the fog that made you doubt your own steps. And once clarity arrives, pretending not to see it becomes harder than following it. Chapter No. 7. Clarity comes when you've outgrown the shadows. You're being pushed into clarity because confusion no longer fits you. It can't. The person you've become, tested, refined, resilient, demands truth, not illusions. This moment isn't about comfort. It's about responsibility. The world around you isn't waiting for observers. It's calling for initiators, those willing to step first, to move energy, to light the spark before anyone else even notices the match exists. Freedom to wander was never infinite. It's a privilege, a waiting period. The universe allows it only until it trusts you to lead. And trust doesn't arrive quietly. It shows up in the form of closed doors, in the subtle disappearance of old options, in the quiet pull towards spaces you never knew existed. Those glowing new doors, they aren't just opportunities, they're confirmations. You didn't find them by accident. The universe is signaling you're ready for the path that others can't yet see. Old patterns, old relationships, old routines may resist you. But this isn't punishment, it's alignment. The unseen hand is guiding you. The question is, will you step through or cling to what's comfortable? Because once you do, nothing will ever look the same again. Chapter No. 8. Momentum needs a stage, not just a whisper. What's coming to you isn't a simple sign or a hint. It's the blueprint of change forming around your life, like scaffolding rising silently before a skyscraper pierces the sky. You may feel the weight of waiting, the frustration of delays, the sting of losses, but none of it was wasted. None of it was punishment. Every moment of confusion, every setback, every pause was teaching you the rhythm of endurance. Think of it like forging steel. The metal isn't broken by fire, it's strengthened. You are being shaped in ways invisible to the eye, tempered for the responsibility you've been asking for. The universe doesn't hand over what you aren't ready to carry. Preparation isn't patience, it's precision. Every step backward, every failure, every moment you thought you were lost was actually rehearsal for what is now coming. You've been equipped to hold this next level without dropping it, to step into your path without hesitation. The stage is set, the currents are moving, and the moment you were conditioned for is no longer a possibility. It's inevitable. All that's left is for you to step forward. Chapter No. 9. Receiving is easy. Caring is what changes everything. Success isn't just about getting what you want. Anyone can stumble upon luck or stumble into opportunity. The real test begins after the gift arrives. Can you carry it? Can you stand under its weight without bending? That's why what's happening now isn't about signs, hints, or gentle nudges anymore. Those were lessons for yesterday. Today it's about placement. It's about being positioned where your presence matters, where your energy doesn't just participate, it transforms. Some people receive comfort, soft blankets, easy paths, safe spaces. They are allowed to rest, protected by life itself. Others, those the universe trusts to move the story forward, receive responsibility instead. Responsibility that reshapes rooms, decisions, and relationships without them saying a word. Responsibility that turns the ripple of a single choice into waves that reach further than imagined. You might wonder, why me? Why this burden? The answer is simple, because you are ready to carry more than you were yesterday. The universe doesn't give this to the passive, the hesitant, or the unprepared. It gives it to those who can step into the role and reshape everything around them simply by being themselves. The question now is, will you rise to hold it? Chapter Note 10. When your energy moves the world, you don't need noise. Life doesn't wait for permission. It responds to the weight of your presence. When your choices start creating ripples without effort, when decisions you make naturally shift outcomes around you, the universe begins to reorganize itself around that energy. This isn't about showing off or being recognized. It's not about being flashy, popular, or special in the world's eyes. It's about alignment. Alignment so deep that it changes reality simply by existing. Most people chase messages, signs, or confirmations, hoping for guidance from the outside. But that's not what's happening to you. You weren't given a message. You were given a role that places you at the center of motion, where your energy matters, where your decisions shape the currents that others swim in. Imagine a river that's been quiet for years. Suddenly, one stone shifts, and the water begins to carve a new path. That stone didn't try to be noticed, it just moved. That's you. You don't have to demand attention. You just have to stand aligned. The universe is already responding, and soon the ripples you started will become a tide that no one can ignore. Chapter No 11. A role pulls you, a message merely whispers. A message is easy. It floats to your attention, waits politely, and leaves you the choice to act or not. A role is different. A role is alive. It drags you into moments that matter, moments where just showing up changes outcomes. It isn't optional. It isn't passive. It demands presence. It assigns weight to your existence simply because you are who you become. You're not being asked to sit and wait anymore. Waiting was for preparation. Now preparation has ended and positioning begins. The universe isn't handing you a suggestion. It's placing you where your voice, your energy, your movement matters in ways you may not yet see. It's pulling you into the center of events where hesitation isn't safe, where influence is unavoidable. Think of it like being handed the steering wheel of a ship you didn't know was yours. The currents are already moving. The sails are set. Your task isn't to question why. Your task is to steer. And soon clarity will arrive. You'll see why this role couldn't have gone to anyone else. Because no one else has carried the weight, survived the shaping, and shown the courage to be ready exactly when this moment demanded it. This is your call. Chapter No 12. Momentum doesn't wait, but it can't force you. This choice, the one the universe made about you, isn't fragile. It isn't negotiable. It's set. The gears are turning. The currents are flowing. But here's the catch. Momentum isn't a hammer. It isn't going to force your hands. It can be accepted, resisted, or ignored. The energy is ready, but you have to meet it halfway. Ignoring it doesn't create chaos. It doesn't trigger disasters or cosmic punishment. It creates silence. Life slows. Opportunities pause. Growth takes a breath. The currents are still there, but they won't flow through someone unwilling to move. Momentum can't travel through resistance. It's like a river hitting a dam. The water doesn't stop existing. It just waits until the barrier opens. This is why hesitation can feel safe. Silence feels like protection. But in that silence, life isn't punishing you. It's recalibrating. It's giving you a moment to see that refusing motion is heavier than stepping forward. You're not failing. You're simply standing where preparation meets choice, and the universe is watching to see if you're ready to flow with it. Step now, and the silence transforms into movement. Chapter No. 13. Stillness feels safe, but it burns from the inside. Silence can feel comfortable. It feels like safety. No decisions, no surprises, no responsibility. But stagnation has its own gravity. The longer you resist movement, the heavier life feels. You start to feel tired, not from work, not from struggle, but from standing in one place while everything around you moves. That tiredness is the universe's way of showing you that stillness isn't neutral. It's pressure disguised as peace. This isn't a threat. It's not a punishment or a test. It's a crossroads. Two paths appear, one where you cling to what you know, and one where you step into the movement that's already forming around you. And here's the secret: you don't need a plan. You don't need to see the whole staircase before taking the first step. You don't even need to understand the full journey. All you need is awareness. Staying awake, alert, noticing the currents, feeling the subtle pulls. That alone keeps the path open. Think of it like a door that only stays unlocked for those who are paying attention. Step lightly, stay aware, and trust that just showing up is enough to keep life moving in your favor. Chapter No. 14. From fog to fire, the shift you can't ignore. Neptune is leaving Pisces and stepping boldly into Aries. That might sound like astrology, but feel it in your bones. Pisces softened everything. Blurred edges, quieted ambition, made reflection feel endless. It was a gentle tide that allowed you to drift, question, and dream without consequence. But now the current is changing. Aries doesn't soften. Aries doesn't pause. Aries sharpens. It cuts through fog, carves identity, and ignites action where hesitation once lingered. That's why this transition feels unsteady. You're stepping out of a world that protected uncertainty and into a world that demands clarity. It's like leaving a misty lake to stand on the edge of molten lava. You see everything clearly, but the heat exposes what can't survive. The discomfort you feel isn't misalignment. It's not a sign that you failed or taken a wrong step. It's momentum. The universe doesn't move you gently when it knows you're ready for fire. Friction isn't failure, it's fuel. Every uneasy moment, every sharp edge you encounter is shaping you to move forward with precision, courage, and unmistakable direction. You're not breaking, you're being defined, and that definition is unstoppable. Chapter No. 15. The pressure wasn't punishment, it was proof. The hardest moments of your life, those nights that felt endless, those losses that felt unbearable, those fears that kept you awake, none of it was random. Every wave, every blow, every challenge arrived at the perfect moment, right before a leap in your life. The universe doesn't test people by accident. It tests them to reveal strength that already exists, even if you couldn't see it yet. You weren't attacked because you were weak. You weren't targeted because you were unworthy. You were challenged because you were becoming strong enough to matter. Like steel forged in fire, the pressure shaped you, sharpened you, and revealed your resilience. It wasn't a threat. It was a signpost pointing to the power you were meant to claim. And despite everything, despite every setback, every betrayal, every moment that tried to break you, you're still standing. You're still breathing. You're still moving forward. That alone proves something undeniable. The resistance failed. The forces that tried to stop you underestimated your capacity to rise. The battles didn't break you. They built you. And now what comes next will demand that same strength, but you're ready. You already proved it. Conclusion. Being chosen doesn't mean life suddenly becomes easy. It doesn't mean the universe will wrap you in comfort or smooth the path in front of you. Being chosen means motion. It means momentum. You weren't chosen because everything lined up perfectly. You were chosen because you're willing to move, even when nothing guarantees the outcome. Courage isn't about feeling brave. It's about stepping forward anyway, even when your knees shake and your heart races. The universe didn't bet on your perfection. It bet on your participation, your willingness to engage, to act, and to shape what's coming. You're not late. You're not behind. You're arriving exactly when you were meant to. Every delay, every setback, every quiet moment of preparation has led you to this exact point. The currents are moving, and now they carry you. If this message landed with you, do something simple but powerful. Like this video, subscribe to help spread this message to others who need it, and comment the number 77 to signal that you're ready to move with your destiny. The universe has placed you here for a reason. Step into it fully and watch what begins to unfold.